Hey guys, this is Red Silvers, and welcome back to Let's Play The Guardian Legend. Today we are going to be heading into the first corridor. Now, in this game there are corridors that you have to defeat. Like the game said at the beginning, there are 10 corridors that you have to defeat to activate the self-destruct mechanism. In addition to that, there are actually 10 other corridors that are optional areas. However, the first corridor, corridor number 1, is not optional. It's one that you have to defeat to go any further in the game. At this point, we can't do anything until we defeat that corridor. But first, we're going to want to go into this room down here, where they're going to explain that the corridors are sealed. However, the messages here will tell you how to remove them. And by here, I mean in different areas. This is the only one in this. This one will only tell you how to remove the first seal, which is to fire at the gate. It also says that all the corridor rooms are locked, and you need to use the warp panel, which is basically use the teleporters. And that in order to use warp panels, you need the key for them. Now, we haven't needed any keys yet for this starting area, but eventually keys become the way that the game will kind of stop you from progressing. Now, I do want to keep my health topped off before I head into this corridor. Now, if you forgot, on the mini-map it will show you where the corridor is. In this case, as you can see, it's to the left. Now, you can also see there's a room here, but as you can see, there's a symbol on it. So that warp panel is locked and we need a key. But luckily, we know how to get into this corridor. And that's to fire at the door. Eventually it will open, and we are going to get treated to an awesome transformation sequence. Check this out. First time I saw that, it blew my mind. So this first corridor is a water area. These fish will scroll on the side of the screen until they reach the same horizontal plane as you, at which point they will move straight across the screen. And if they reach the other side, then they will head up diagonally. So they don't really actively pursue you. And if you saw that power-up I just picked up is a full heal power-up. Now, this being the first corridor, most of the enemies die really easily. There's nothing too crazy. The hardest part is easily the boss fight. And of course, there are pickups aplenty. Now, I'm going to actually make this a little easier, and I'm going to activate the Seeker sub-weapon. You can see these seahorses will get on the same plane as you vertically, and then shoot down to hit you. Now, the Seeker weapon that I'm using will track out these enemies and ram into them. And as long as it has energy, it will keep on the screen and keep dealing damage. Eventually, the balls will do enough damage that they will vanish. Whoa, I kind of got wrecked by that guy there. And at any point, if one of the balls vanish, firing the sub-weapon again will bring them both back. So it's a very useful sub-weapon in this area, and it is potentially one of the more powerful sub-weapons in the game later on. Now, a lot of this music that's in this game I've used for various things. A lot of this music I used in an RPG Maker campaign. And this song that plays in this stage was actually the theme of one of the characters. So that's a odd little trivia note for you. But as you can see, there's not really anything too dangerous. These manta rays are easily the worst of them, and that's more because doing enough damage to them in their odd little pattern can be tricky if you're not positioned just right when they come in the screen. And I think next we're going to get an eyeball in the road. Yes, we are. And there's that full heal item again if you didn't see it the first time. It does not restore your chips though, it only restores health. Then we get one last barrage of the fishes. And we're just about done with this stage other than the boss fight now. In fact, this fish can be our guider. Oh no, he actually made it off the screen. Sometimes they don't make it off the screen and they die. And here's our boss. This is Fleepa. And his attack pattern is simple. He floats up and down, and he shoots out these squids at you. And the squids do drop tons of item pickups. But luckily our secret weapon does sit there and wail on him for us. And you definitely don't want to be underneath him when he comes down. Without the sub-weapon, you would sit here and take pot shots at him as you move left and right. And he's overall not too difficult, although in trying to get that sub-weapon I kind of took some damage. But as you can see, nothing too bad. And we get a key for defeating him. And then we get to see the transformation in reverse. And then the corridor blows up. Now when you defeat a corridor, you also get a sub-weapon. So in this case, we're going to pick up the Repeller. It also restores a little bit of your health. The Repeller weapon is another circle around weapon. In this case, it shoots around in a circle and moves forward. And it can be a decent weapon in these scroller areas. And we are now in Area 1. And a lot of the enemies will look the same, but they will be slightly tougher than the ones that we fought before. Now, I mentioned when I had the score upgrade... Ow. Let's try that again without enemies being on top of me. Or not. We can bravely run away, too. I mentioned that I got a health increase at 30,000 points, and that will happen again at 10,000 points. Do I really need to mess up numbers every time I talk here? It will happen at 100,000 points, so we're not too far away from that happening again. And one thing is to keep in mind is that if you die in this game, the game will save what progress you've made and your score when you start over, and you'll start over in the last save room that you were in. So as far as the game is concerned, I beat that boss, and even if I were to die in this area before I get to a save point, my progress is still saved. And I will take that health because that is great. And here we'll find another sub-weapon. This is the Side Wave. And the way the Side Wave works doesn't immediately seem useful. It shoots off to the side. And only one bullet can be going in either direction at a time. So if I'm closer to this side of the screen, you'll see that the one side will shoot faster than the other. So it kind of goes off away from you. And so that may not immediately seem useful, but like most sub-weapons, it'll have its use. For now, though, we're going to head over here and fight the Pineapple Man, who really sucks. So actually, I'm not going to fight him. I'm going to get away because my health, my poor health. And we made it to a save room. And just in time, because... Ow! So, go ahead and do our password here. And to do that, we have to set the weapon to no use. And push the button. And there's our crazy password. And what the hey? I'm gonna just go ahead and suicide since I'm almost dead anyway. And that might seem like a cheap way out, but it's a free health refill since we're right here. But yes, save the score, save everything that we've accomplished. So next time we'll go ahead and explore Area 0. Or, Area 0? This isn't Area 0, this is Area 1. Game! It lied to me. And there. I took out the pineapple guy. So until next time, this is Red Silvers, and have yourself a good night.